Hello and welcome to Tea Break Film Reviews. My name's Michelle and today I'm going to be looking at Another Round, directed by Thomas Vinterberg. I approached this film with high expectations given it won Best International Feature at the Oscars this year, but I was left a little disappointed, so hold your Sazerac and hear me out. Before we start, please consider subscribing to help support this channel so we can keep making videos like this. Another Round tells the story of four middle-aged high school teachers who embark on an experiment to see how drinking every day, with the aim of sustaining a 0.05% blood alcohol level, will affect their professional and personal lives. The film primarily focuses on Martin, who has become totally void of joy and hopes this experiment will change that. Let me immediately dive into the primary issue I had with this film. It is annoyingly predictable. When I first saw the poster and the title, I knew it was a film about drinking, but my hope and my expectation was that it would approach its subject in a unique way, given the accolades it has received. Another Round indeed met my expectation, but in quite literally just the approach to the subject in the first act when we get introduced to these unhappy teachers. Both the profession chosen for the main characters and the setup of the group's experiment is unique to the film, but when the actual drinking starts, it begins to fall into eye-roll territory. You'd think a group of seemingly educated individuals such as these ones would already know the outcome of such an experiment before embarking on it. Considering the severe lack of ethical scientific practices employed, it is no wonder that they all became complete messes. Yes, they all had their moments of drunken inspiration, and indeed Martin's lecture about the difference between Ernest Hemingway and Winston Churchill's own drunken brilliance did make me smile, but these good moments were quickly erased by the bad, involving mental health issues, relationship troubles, and physical injury. On the other hand, given their age and profession, it is feasible that they are not as naive as they seem. Martin is the first to pass off his day drinking as the start of the experiment, and he is a little drunk at this point, and though his friend Nikolaj sees this, a pang of jealousy hits. If Martin can get away with it, so can he. This experiment marks the first step for all four of these men to retake control of their troubled and boring lives, to have fun on their own terms. Unlike their teenage counterparts, whose age gives them a societal right, almost expectation, to drink, these middle-aged men need an intelligible excuse, and the experiment is just that. Though this is certainly a better interpretation of the film and gives some validation to the alcoholism shown, it doesn't make it any more enjoyable to watch these men drink away their lives, with Martin spiraling into the inevitable alcoholic's redemption story arc. Perhaps it is my age, perhaps until I have had my midlife crisis I cannot understand what they are going through. To me their actions seem reckless and childish, but these two things are precisely what they hoped to achieve, to get a sense of freedom from their everyday obligations and reconnect with their youth. My point is that if you don't want to watch four middle-aged men get drunk, then stay away from this film. If you do want to gain a perspective on that period in someone's life, then you may enjoy this film with its ultimately quite positive outlook. However, herein comes my second issue with this film. The someones we are being shown are four white men with stable jobs and reasonably comfortable lives. I am not trying to invalidate the experiences of anyone leading a similar life to Martin or his cohorts, nor am I out to cancel this film for not having a more diverse cast. Indeed, this film is based on the real experiences of Thomas Vinterberg, and his deep connection with the character's plight is felt through the writing and directing. What I am doing is questioning whether this film is the best film to be the face of international cinema at the Oscars, the most recognizable film awards show in the world. In contemporary society, there is a lot of justifiable pressure put on film to represent and showcase a more diverse spectrum of people, to break down stereotypes and make sure every young person can see themselves in the protagonists being shown on screen. This is the reason why Crazy Rich Asians made such an impact when it was released in 2018. Its story is a pure escapist rom-com, but its all-Asian cast was a major step in representing a culture that has been repeatedly sidelined by mainstream Hollywood. As part of the 4 directors that established the Dogma movement in the 1990s, Thomas Vinterberg is very much a known name in the film industry, with this film The Celebration catapulting him into the limelight. There is no doubt that he is talented, but his Oscar win for Best International Feature feels like a wasted opportunity for a lesser-known director and country with a less developed film industry to gain some much-needed recognition. With that out of the way, let me address the technical aspects of the film. There were a couple of decisions made that I found a little bizarre. The first is the use of a cappella hymns in scenes such as when the men first get drunk. It was distracting and felt out of place, disconnected from their personalities and from their task of rediscovering their youth. The second thing is a small montage that happens just after they decide to do the experiment. In it, we see prominent public figures from around the world seemingly being drunk at work. I am accustomed to seeing such segments of real-life footage in films such as those of Spike Lee, where he uses them to contextualize the fictional events in the real ones, or to show how history is repeating itself. In Another Round, this montage seems like it was there to make a comedic point, but the randomness of it within the context of the film and the silliness of the subject meant it felt tacky rather than touching, at least for me. I suppose by now you might have guessed that I didn't particularly enjoy this film. However, I will end with one magical scene that I absolutely adored: Mads Mikkelsen dancing to What a Life by Scarlet Pleasure, a song that perfectly encapsulates the message and tone of the film, unlike the aforementioned hymns. In this imperfectly perfect scene, Martin finds the joy that he was missing, and his unabashed celebration of that is a joy for the audience to experience. Dance was the strongest tether for this character to his youth, and though the alcohol gave him the courage to reconnect, I think it was the dancing that ultimately saved him. Personally, I would love to see a Mikkelsen film that explores this side of the actor, because this scene certainly gave a great argument for doing what you love. Overall, Another Round is yet another film about middle-aged alcoholism. As poignant as Martin's journey is, it is equally as predictable, and the drunken antics get old far before the end. Thank you for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe and hit the bell icon if you want to see more videos, and comment with your thoughts on the topic. What international film would you like to have seen nominated? For more film content, feel free to follow us on Twitter, Letterboxd and Facebook, links in the description. Otherwise, this has been Tea Break Film Reviews. My name's Michelle, and I hope you have a great day.